At the House of Assembly, I'm Mukesh Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at our top stories making news tonight. Police seizing a large number of marijuana plants grown using a hydroponic system. Also, the island of Grand Bahama experiencing a construction boom. And Abaco residents and trailers must soon relocate. We have the latest.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Tonight, we begin with an historic discovery that police say is the first of its kind on Grand Bahama. Good evening, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. A hydroponic lab found in a house early Tuesday morning during a raid. Officers also seeing a large amount of marijuana plants. More details in tonight's top story.
For the past couple of weeks, my officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit have been working the intelligence portion of their office, gathering as much information as possible on some of what we have been seeing on our streets here in Grand Bahama.
A successful operation by police led to the discovery of a hydroponic lab during a drug raid in a residential area of Grand Bahama. ACP Shanta Knowles confirming that a search warrant was executed at the address shortly after 10 a.m. on September 24th, 2024.
The team of officers came to this location and executed a warrant. This is Epsom Road in Freeport. Executed a warrant on a home here and located a hydroponic lab with lots of sophisticated equipment and a number of marijuana plants and other THC products.
DEU officers spent over an hour dismantling the lab and transferring marijuana plants onto a police truck. Some of the equipment seized included high-intensity lights that stimulate sunlight, grow tents used to create a controlled environment for the plants, a ventilation system, and more. Those residing in the house at the time were taken into police custody.
We have taken 4 persons into custody, an adult male and 3 females. Our investigation, as you can see, is very early on, and so that is as much as I can provide you with at this time.
As part of an ongoing operation, ACP Knowles says officers remain resolute in their mandate to rid the streets of drugs and firearms.
They have a mandate, and they were consistent day and night, going out, trying to find the information, as much information as possible. And this results here, it shows that they were quite diligent in what it was they wanted to achieve. And of course, we ask all other officers to follow suit.
Well, DNA testing protocols were approved earlier this year to verify the status of people born out of wedlock to Bahamian men, regardless of their nationality. Tonight, a local attorney weighs in. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has that report.
We have put in place these some rules for the granting of the passport, just to ensure that the father is the father.
The government has signed off on a new DNA testing protocol to verify citizenship status. This following a ruling passed by the Privy Council in May 2023. The ruling declared that people born out of wedlock to Bahamian men are Bahamians at birth, regardless of their mother's nationality. Attorney at law Constance McDonald explains.
Matter went to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council agreed with the Chief Justice. So therefore, you have a situation now whereby single fathers can pass on their nationality to children born of non-Bahamian women in the Bahamas.
McDonald furthers that a lot of children are born outside of the Bahamas to Bahamian women whose fathers are not Bahamians. She says they too can apply for Bahamian citizenship.
They were not aware that they had to come to the Bahamas and register within a certain time period after attaining the age of 18 in order to get their citizenship.
The prominent attorney adds that with the decision-making of the Matrimonial Causes Act and constitutional laws regarding babies being born outside of the Bahamas, children are not responsible and that they should be treated equally before the law.
The children are not responsible for the circumstances of their birth, and so therefore it was unfair to discriminate against children because they are born in wedlock or out of wedlock.
McDonald concludes that Bahamians ought to know their rights and that all information can be found on the Matrimonial Causes Act online. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Just one station.
It's a story you will see on just one station. Calls coming into our newsroom earlier today that police officials in West Grand Bahama were conducting spot checks following a foiled smuggling attempt of illegal migrants. Our Raven Davis was on this story all day and joins us live with the latest from local immigration officials. Raven.
That is correct, Rumiko. A smuggling operation thwarted here in West End on Tuesday, but details are still coming in. Now, Chief Immigration Officer Rodney Wildgoose says by the time authorities got here, the immigrants believed to be Ecuadorians, one with a baby, had already fled, many of them running into nearby bushes. Authorities suspect that the vessel they were on was heading to the United States.
As we were leaving, we saw the police officers standing at the corners, checking vehicles, I guess, trying to see if they asked the persons if they saw anything strange or any, I guess, out of the ordinary persons who normally wouldn't be in that area.
Residents we spoke to in the Boodle Bay area did not witness anything firsthand. However, Wildgoose urged them to remain vigilant.
We have an officer down there that they call anyway, who works with us at headquarters, so they would know who to contact. But if they do see anything out of the ordinary, persons that don't fit the description of persons from the Bahamas, they would know how they would know, because they would stand up. They can always contact our officer who resides down there.
Now, up to news time, none of the migrants had been caught, and police could still be seen during their spot checks. Now they, along with immigration officials, are advising residents to contact them if they notice anything suspicious. Of course, this is a developing story that we will continue to follow until the very end. But for now, reporting live from West End for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks so much, Raven. Well, on to some good news. The construction industry reporting an uptick as major projects on the island of Grand Bahama begin to take shape. Tonight, those working in the field are weighing in on the sector and transformation they hope to see. Cleopatra Murphy speaks with several contractors, including one working on the much-anticipated Celebration Key development.
It's been sluggish for some time, but a local contractor says with Carnival Celebration Key, Six Senses, and UB's new northern campus, Grand Bahama's construction industry is on the verge of a boom that can only spell good news for the island's economy.
It's going to bring a lot of money and it's going to help a lot of youths that is coming up out of school that want to get into the construction industry. This is the perfect time for them to now get into their studies, get certified, learn what they can learn, and that it's going to help boost the economy a lot, keep the money circulating inside the island because it has been stagnant.
General contractor and owner of Stone Age Masonry Clayton Roll says the industry, simply put, is robust.
I'm working 7 days a week. I overwhelmed with work.
Roll says money is flowing and he hopes it continues.
This has been happening for me all year. It was good last year and this year is even better. So we are growing. I can only speak for construction, so we are growing.
General Manager of Spartan Builders Deshaun Smith, on the other hand, believes things are slowing a little following the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. Nonetheless, he is excited to see large-scale projects coming on stream for Grand Bahama, as the last major project was the Grand Lucayan many years ago.
I think it's encouraging, having been here my whole life, being in construction my whole life. It's good to see things come out of the ground, see buildings being remodeled and redeveloped and repurposed. We've been in a lull so long. I think anything that goes up is really encouraging to see, compared to other places where development is constantly happening. So it's definitely encouraging.
On the residential front, Smith says there are some challenges, but he is also encouraged by the second home market, where he says there continues to be strong interest. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Turning now to Abaco, residents in government trailers must soon relocate as these temporary accommodations are no longer suitable for living. The Central and South Abaco Member of Parliament confirming tonight that the trailers meant for short-term use after Hurricane Dorian have reached the end of their viability. Now, he says the government remains committed to developing housing opportunities for Bahamians. Raymond Davis reports.
Abaco residents living in government trailers will soon have to relocate. Central and South Abaco Member of Parliament, the Honorable John Pinder II, making it clear that the trailers were only meant for temporary accommodations and are no longer suitable for living.
5 years on, there is serious health and safety issues at hand, including black fly and mold, and if a tropical storm comes, they will be blown over and be collateral damage for other buildings surrounding and so on and so forth. So we DRM put a tentative date on removal of all trailers.
That date is October 31st, according to Pinder, who confirms a successful meeting with residents, the Disaster Risk Management Authority, and administrators to convey the message.
DRM has been collecting information. They did a survey back in March, I believe, and they're still collecting more information on the different residents to make sure that those that are most needy in terms of finding other accommodations will be helped through the various government agencies. I was very surprised that the vast majority, almost all, knew that this time was coming.
The 50 trailers are located near the government complex in Marsh Harbor and houses single-parent families, seniors, and even government workers. But Pinder says once they are vacant, the trailers will be discarded.
Given the state that the trailers are in, they're not good for anything else, really. They will be disposed of properly so that they're not a long-term environmental hazard or just more garbage in the pine forest. But they've outlived their life.
Now, the Central and South Abaco Member of Parliament says the Davis administration is focused on developing housing opportunities through a ramped-up housing and rent-to-own program. While he acknowledges that Abaco's housing shortage will persist for some time, he encourages residents to explore options beyond Marsh Harbor and downtown Abaco for living accommodations. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And still to come.
When we come back, big cash prizes are up for grabs at the launch of Freeport's Got Talent. The details of that story and more straight ahead.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
This is me, Gino D, inviting you to join me Sunday, October 13th, 2024 at Sunset Village Fish Fry 8 Mile Rock for KB and Friends as we celebrate the legacy, the music of KB. Get your tickets. Beat me there.
Grand Bahamas, Wednesday, September 25th. We're remembering Obey with a One Love Gospel concert featuring Bishop Denzel Rose, The Cooling Water, Oslin Church, Bishop Simeon Alton,
I'm pressing on.
West End Primary, Holmes's Rock Primary, Martintown Primary, and 8 Mile Rock High School. There'll also be special tribute. It's a One Love Gospel concert remembering Obey, September 25th at the 8 Mile Rock High School gym at 6:30 p.m. Be there.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Big cash prizes up for grabs at the launch of Freeport's Got Talent, the city's first ever amateur singing competition. Excitement is building as contestants gear up to showcase their vocal talents under the patronage of renowned cultural icon, His Excellency Kevin Tomlinson.
We're going to have church choirs competition, school group competition, and amateurs, soloists and groups, and all local talent from Grand Bahamas. So the cash prize for each category is going to be $2,500, and the price for the overall winner will be an extra $2,500. So it's about $5,000 for the big winner.
I'm very excited to be honored here, to have this exciting celebration under my patronage, because singing, as you know, has been a part of my legacy for so long. And it's not just singing, but it's actually empowering persons with a tool.
Well, organizers are calling it a must-see event packed with surprises, performances, and guest appearances. The competition kicks off on September 27th, September 28th, and the 29th, 2024, every night at 7 p.m.
We also will have guest performances by some of our local talent, which will be featured on our final night of competition, which is our grand celebration. So on Sunday at 7 p.m., you can come on out.
It will be very exciting and entertaining. Our tenants have been encouraged to remain open a little later and offer mouth-watering food and delicious drink specials.
Bahama Port Authority is proud to sponsor Freeport's Got Talent. This event perfectly aligns with our commitment to support community initiatives here on the island.
Now, for those unable to attend in person, the event will be live streamed. However, officials are urging everyone to come out and fill the square. In other news, it was a morning of praise, prayer, and celebration as the Grand Bahama PLP Headquarters Benevolent Social and Outreach Committee hosted its 3rd anniversary prayer breakfast over the weekend. Present for the occasion was Deputy to the Governor General, the Honorable Reverend Ruby Ann Darling, ministering from the theme, Forward Together with Love, Hope, and Unity. She says, while there's a lot to celebrate from the past 3 years, hope and faith must remain as the order of the day for a brighter tomorrow.
Faith is the substance. Not materiality, right? Substance means you can see it. You can feel it. You can taste it. The substance of things you are. Hope and faith are necessary in our daily lives. I love it. I don't see it. But I know it's on me. Tell me somebody it's on me. Tell me somebody I say it's on me.
Highlighting the many achievements of the current administration was Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie. From revitalizing tourism, decreasing unemployment, and generating $2 billion worth of investments into the country, the minister says while those accomplishments are still great, there is still more to be done.
There were so many that were hurting after Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic that we jumped into action and immediately went to work to impact lives. But there's so much more work that still needs to be done. So I don't want that to go unsaid, because we are working really, really hard. There's so much more to do, but we'll get it done. And we'll get it done with the support of you.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
How can I report a power outage or an electrical emergency?
In the event of a power outage or electrical emergency, your safety and convenience are our top priorities at GBPC. We understand that such situations can be inconvenient, and we are committed to resolving them swiftly. To report a power outage or any electrical emergency, please utilize one of the following contact methods. Emergency hotline, call 352-8411. This line is available 24/7 for urgent matters regarding power outages or electrical emergencies. Our toll-free number, dial 300-4826. Our toll-free number is dedicated to handling power outages and electrical emergencies, accessible from anywhere in the Bahamas. Our Facebook page, reach out to us through our official Facebook page. Simply send us a message detailing your issue, and our team will respond promptly to assist you. No matter which method you choose, rest assured that our team is dedicated to restoring your power and ensuring your safety as quickly as possible.
Look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Remiko over in Abaco High School volleyball is underway, and I heard they had some pretty competitive games.
All right, that's coming up next. But first, a look at the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Hi, I'm Derek Stubbs.
And I'm Cindy Russell. ZNS 810 AM presents
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the event of the year. Experience a live recording of one of the Bahamas' leading gospel ensembles. Shep back on stage with some of gospel's greats, along with the Grand Bahama gospel community. Sunday, National Heroes Day weekend, October 13th, 7 p.m., Jubilee Cathedral, East Settlers Way. It's a free event. Don't miss an experience of a lifetime.
But it doesn't stop there. You can be a part of the largest music workshop and coming together of the island's best in creative arts. Register today by scanning here or get an application from your local church. The Grand Bahama Music Workshop begins Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. nightly through Friday the 11th. Sessions for choir members, praise teams, dancers, musicians, sound technicians, and media operators. The nightly sessions followed by a mass choir rehearsal to record special songs at Shabbat's live recording.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Vontae, representative for the Provision Band Boys right now.
This is Jason, JMC Entertainment Providenciales.
It's your boy, Super PV Entertainer, all the way from the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Asking you guys to join me on the 13th of October
at Sunset Village,
8 Mile Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating the life, the legacy, the music
of KB. Get your tickets and beat us there.
It's going to be a great time. Join me there.
Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Let's go.
It's the Battle of the Brains, 20 years strong and still going. Powered by Grand Bahama Power, fueling the future with scholarships and new opportunities.
I'm Leanna Johns. I'm from LAS, and I want to say thank you to Grand Bahama Power and to Buckeye for giving us this opportunity.
I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Grand Bahama Power Company and Buckeye for providing us the opportunity to get a scholarship.
The Battle of the Brains, where school pride meets genius.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to
sports. First in sports, high school sports began today, but primary school sports will begin at a later date. The Grand Bahama Primary School Athletic Association held their first general meeting with all coaches to discuss the sports calendar year for 2024-2025.
So far, we have come up with basketball to start probably around October 14th, which will follow soccer, and that will be the first 2 spots for the first term. In the new term, January term, we will pick up with softball. We're adding volleyball now, and we will end with track and field. So most likely our island spots, our annual island spots, will be somewhere around the first week in May. At this present point in time, we have a gym issue, so we're just waiting on the availability of the gym. Once the gym becomes available, then we will start. Our ages will remain the same, and we will just try to get all of the teams to the spot wherever we're playing, whether it be indoors or outdoors, on time, and have the children home at a reasonable time.
Next in sports, call some high school volleyball over in Abaco. In junior boys play, Agape Christian defeated Forest Heights in 2 straight sets, 25-8 and 25-14. Agape again got the win, this time against Patrick J. Bethel in 3 sets, 25-18, 18-15 and 15-9. And in the final game, Agape would again win in senior girls action against Forest Heights, taking this one in 2 sets, 25-10 and 25-20. And last in sports, Giselle Lang and her Louisiana Christian University Wildcats had a draw against LSU Alexandria 0-0 in their last game. The Wildcats will be back in action on Thursday against the University of the Southwest at 5 p.m. And ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. Be blessed.
Freeport, get ready to witness the talent explosion of the year. It's Freeport's Got Talent. 3 epic nights, September 27th through the 29th at Port Lakaya Marketplace, starting at 7 p.m. Bring the entire family and come see the best of Freeport's rising stars, who will walk away with a grand prize. This is a competition you don't want to miss. Admission is free. Brought to you by Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Jane Champagne and The Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live. Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm big birthday party with Taurus Riley live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jane Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3 with Taurus Riley live.
Your number 1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for watching, but be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marcellus Hall and LaDon Davis. Live, starting September 16th.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned. At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, an IDB report finds that an alarming number of private wells are contaminated. We hear from a leading environmentalist on what's behind this. Also, school dismissed, an early day for students of Uriah McPhee Primary. Tune in to find out what led to that decision and what's the plan for tomorrow. And the education minister takes a leader's stage to launch a commitment to action. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now. Welcome to the broadcast. We begin tonight with serious concern of a gastrointestinal illness developing following the testing of hundreds of private wells across the capital. Those findings laid bare in a recent study conducted by the Inter-American Development Bank. For the added details, we turn now to our Devontae Hanna.
The numbers are alarming. As an IDB report reveals, 61% of 400 private water wells tested in New Providence by the Water and Sewage Corporation contain E. coli, and 86% said to be contaminated with coliform.
I just use it to bathe with, and if I cook with it, I boil it. I need to do something about it, you know, because like it ain't good to be having that, and then some people just drink that water and things.
E. coli is a bacterium that can cause severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting. Experts warn that the presence of E. coli indicates contamination by human or animal waste.
Part of it is because of the septic tanks leaking into the water table, and it's a situation that has never been addressed.
Environmentalist Sam Duncombe says it's an age-old problem now sparking new conversation about the need for robust regulation and oversight of private water systems.
Everybody talks, nobody does anything, and at the end of the day, it's the regular consumer that is being affected. That is really the main problem here. Mm-hmm. It's the impact to human health.
Some residents even taking matters into their own hands to clean their water.
I am concerned, but we use like the tablet, you know, the chlorine tablets, and we put it in the drain and thing at times. So, yeah, it ain't really too much a concern.
Attempts to reach officials from the Water and Sewage Corporation were unsuccessful. For the Bahamas tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Turning now to finances, with a historically low savings rate and the majority of Bahamians with less than $1,000 in savings, the central bank is pushing a savings plan. To that end, Central Bank Governor John Rhodes announced the launch of a savings bond. With a starting capacity of $5 million worth of savings, the public can expect to begin using this system in November.
Whatever funds are raised, the government has the opportunity to make use of those funds, similar as if it's borrowed through other channels. But given that in any year, the government's needs in terms of either borrowings or reissuance of existing debt is in the hundreds of millions of dollars, in some years over $1 billion. What we're saying is that a $10 to $17 million program savings bond is not intended to put any major dent in terms of how the government raises funds.
Now, Rowe goes on to reiterate the importance of incorporating digital currency into Bahamian society, and this while acknowledging that the much promoted sand dollar still has some ways to go.
I would say that we have a lot more work to do there, particularly around, you know, the growing the merchant space, so that equipping more businesses to be able to accept sand dollars. So and also increasing the access for the use of sand dollars for those who want to have a faster means of accessing any sort of digital account to receive payment.
In other news, back in 2022, the government announced a rent-to-own initiative offering Bahamians the opportunity to save for their home while actually living in it. But while it is a financing option for H.G. Christie's top salesman for 2023, Darren Seymour, the whole concept's a big no.
Very risky. It's something I don't practice or encourage because most of the times persons are really not qualified. You know, they go into these transactions and then they said, the transaction said you come up with about 50% of them funds. And in 3 years, if you don't come up with the balance, you're going to lose that, all of that. And sometimes people go in and say, oh, I'm going to believe in faith that I'm going to have, and they find themselves disappointed because you're really not qualified for that. Now, that could work for someone who may be getting a lump sum, you know, right, in the next 2 or 3 years, they know for sure. But you know, you still have to be pre-qualified. You still have to know that this is something that would work for you. Yes, it can work in some cases, and you do have some developers, like the Tuscan Shores, like some persons decide that they would self-finance or they would own a finance. But it sounds good, but you have to see whether that is really the thing for you.
Seymour is the brainchild behind the Bahamas Real Estate Exchange, which come this weekend will host its first conference where participants can get pre-qualified and be a part of discussions with top realtors, developers, contractors, surveyors, lawyers, and financial experts. Well, despite her attorney's strong request for leniency, Carolyn Ellison, the ex-girlfriend of disgraced cryptocurrency Vindikind Sam Bankman-Fried, was today sentenced to 2 years for a role in what's been branded as one of the biggest financial frauds in U.S. history. Ellison's crimes carried a maximum sentence of 110 years in prison. Still, her lawyers had asked that she spend no time behind bars based on her extensive cooperation with U.S. prosecutors. Now, online reports indicating that at the sentencing hearing, though, U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan reasoned that he was not comfortable with remorse and cooperations being a get-out-jail-free card in a case so serious. There is no way, he added, that you're ever going to do something like this again. Ellison is slated to begin serving her sentence in November with eligibility for release months ahead of her 2 years. And that, of course, if there is good behavior. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. Coming up, Uriah McPhee, primary school dismissed early. We'll tell you why after the break.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Hey, stop whatever you're doing and head to your favorite KFC. KFC is taking value to a newer, crunchier level with our new snack box, packed with 1 piece of juicy fried chicken, crispy fries, and a buttery biscuit, all for just $5.35. When you snack, you deserve to snack responsibly with the new delicious KFC snack box. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value and is finger-licking good.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
A shot of the 66 steps near Fort Fincastle. Welcome back. The quick actions of staffers at Uriah McPhee Primary helping to safeguard students Tuesday after a fire broke out in the school's utility room. Firefighters arriving on the Camp Road campus soon after. Luckily, a staff member used an extinguisher ahead of that arrival to prevent the fire from spreading. Now, what's ironic is that public schools across the country are observing Fire Drill Week.
I was on my way down to the assembly where all of the students and faculty were gathered. And I smelled the smoke. We were on the first floor, and I proceeded to investigate. I was able to see that there was a fire in the back area of the center, and so I immediately went down, alerted Ms. Brown to the fact that there was a fire, and went back to attack the fire.
We had a fire drill on Thursday at 9:30. We was in the parking lot under 3 minutes. So we were well prepared for this morning. So thank God we had that fire drill.
Unfortunately, no lives were lost and no one was injured. However, due to the heavy smoke, school was dismissed early. Director of Education Dominic McCartney Russell says classes would resume virtually on Wednesday.
Once we would have accounted for those, the staff and students, we would have allowed those parents to take their children. We would have called the vendors as well to come. We were advised that we are not able to hold school tomorrow in the face-to-face environment, and so we're going to get a professional company to come in tomorrow and clean the area, and of course we will advise parents when school will take place face-to-face.
In related news, Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, taking the Clinton Global Initiative leadership stage this afternoon to officially launch a commitment of action dubbed Every Bahamian Swimming, a survival skill considering 95% of the archipelago is ocean territory.
Every Bahamian Swimming is a crucial part of this mission. Swimming is essential to our national development. Currently, most Bahamians are not swimmers, yet 97% of Bahamians believe it is an essential life skill for their children.
The minister also using the opportunity to applaud Prime Minister Philip Davis's continued efforts to combat climate change.
Our stunning beaches and vibrant marine life are not only the pride of our nation, but the foundation of our economy. Prime Minister Davis has spoken passionately over the past few years about our vulnerability to the impact of climate change and also to the exciting potential of a future rooted in the blue economy.
A Bahamian alumni of America's only historically black private liberal arts college for men coming together here in the capital for an empowerment summit that also explores leadership and personal growth. Among tonight's lineup of speakers, the Prime Minister. On location for us is our Devontae Hanna.
Kushla, we're at Margaritaville here for the International Black Men's Empowerment Summit that wrapped up here today. And just moments ago, we can tell you that the Prime Minister addressed delegates and participants of this summit today, where he spoke to them candidly about creating a bigger cause for young men. Of course, this seminar, as you can see from the billboards here, it's all about creating personal and professional growth amongst young men, both, like I said, young and even old men, I should say. But of course, earlier today, 50 young men from high schools across the country got a chance to spend some time with some alum from Morehouse College all the way in Atlanta. Of course, those young men got the opportunity to talk about scholarships, possibly attending that institution. And of course, we hear from Fabian Fernando, who's one of the event organizers, who tells us more.
So our biggest thing is, as we came together from the Morehouse chapter and also the Toastmasters Club 1600, we said, how do we empower and give our men a chance? The biggest thing is that now they don't have a chance. There's a lot of single family homes. They don't have positive male role models. So we wanted to know, how do we give them a foothold into changing their future and what that could be?
And this conference allows them to see that young men like myself and young men like our speakers, we were like them. But they could see now that they could choose a different path. So that's our focus today.
Now, of course, at the end of the day, what they want to do is promote partnerships that foster growth through unity and diversity, and of course, through sharing goals amongst each other. And of course, as I mentioned, those students getting a chance to talk all of the likes with Morehouse alum, a very prestigious university in the United States, HBCU at that. But Prime Minister would have just wrapped up, and of course, we'll have the full details from what occurred here this afternoon in the Bahamas tonight at 11. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Devontae. Stay with us. On the Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Do you know a fisher who braves the seas every day, bringing home a catch that feeds our communities? Nominate them now for the Anchor Awards, a night dedicated to celebrating the unsung heroes of our waters. On November 16th at the Bahamas Resort, we're shining a spotlight on those who make waves, both big and small. Visit the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Facebook page and click on the link provided to submit your nomination. Let's give our fishers the recognition they deserve. Anchor Awards 2024.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, in tonight's Business Beat, we look at entrepreneurial opportunities in our tourism sector. Here's Corvell Pyfrom.
Record numbers of tourists coming to the Bahamas each year. The recent opening of a Clearboat Adventure Tours company last week, led by a group of young entrepreneurs, reigniting the discussion about Bahamians investing in the tourism business. The days of visitors flocking to our shores for sun, sand, and sea are long in our rearview mirror. Sure, these natural assets have and continue to serve us well, but stakeholders say it's time to adopt a new economic model. Sun, sand, and sea, and they'll come, something to do, and they'll spend.
We as people have to become entrepreneurial and build projects on scale.
Former tourism minister and businessman Dionisio Diagla feels it's time we reinvigorate. There are a lot of opportunities he believes available to aspiring entrepreneurs while also enhancing the #1 industry.
People are looking for experiences. You know, what I went to the Bahamas. I've probably been here 2 or 3 times. I've been to your straw market. I've walked down your Bay Street. I've been to that beach by Nassau Street, and I'm underwhelmed. So what are you going to do to overwhelm me?
Phil Simon of the Royal Beach Club, the island getaway on Paradise Island owned by Royal Caribbean, set to open next year, agrees. He says the field is big enough for everyone to play.
You know, the beach club is only going to accommodate so many, so let's squash that argument that the beach club is taking away from opportunities downtown.
Meanwhile, as the talk continues about what is there to do, Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper has some ideas on where entrepreneurs could begin.
Those people who are not feeling the impact should come and talk to the Tourism Development Corporation. We have experts who are able to help to guide them as to how to get involved and how to participate and how to be successful in business.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, it's about that time in LaDawn, and Marcellus joins us live to give us a sneak peek of our new show, Access Now. Guys?
Makushla, let me tell you, ever heard of snakes on the plane? Well, we have a snake in studio, and he's going to be our guest for the next few minutes.
Your guess. I don't know about your I don't need to guess. I know he's here.
Are you going to touch him, or are you going to put him around your waist, Marcellus?
I'll reserve my time, but I'll leave that for option 5.
All right. Well, Marcellus, I'm right there with you in spirit. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Come celebrate the Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign. Get ready to learn all about digital payments and embrace the future of finance. Ditch the old and say hello to new, faster, and safer ways to pay. So join us, check in with your personal bank, credit union, or digital wallet provider to learn everything you need to know about going digital. To learn more, visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media. The future of pay is digital.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Local beach vendors today getting a visit from a special guest who lauded the group for its hard work and contribution to the top industry. Daniel Dean reports.
Mount Moriah MP in charge of parks and beaches, Mikhail Bonnaby, took a stroll on Goodman's Bay Beach this afternoon to pay tribute to some of its vendors, with one of them being there for over 30 years.
It's very important to support our local entrepreneurs. They drive our economy. Small businesses are a high percentage of what our economy is built upon.
The executive chairman says, with the steady increase of tourists here in the capital, there should be no shortage of businesses to patronize.
The tourism numbers has ballooned. We're up to 9 million tourists, so that has to be commensurate with the amount of vendors that we have on the beach to capture some of that economic activity. We're doing testing to make sure that we need to see where we need to grow our numbers, find out exactly where we put them logistically, and to make sure that everyone gets a slice of the pie.
We spoke to tourists from Dallas and Houston, Texas, who had opposing opinions on what the beach has to offer.
I'm so impressed. There's absolutely more than enough to do. There's so much to do. I don't even think that we'll get the time to do everything today. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Wish to have more, like by the beach, you can catch since you are island, catch a fresh seafood, restaurant by here, and the music, people can sit right here, spend a day.
Cassandra Mamadi Newbold, Goodman's Bay vendor since 1992, says this when asked about the tourist response to her locally handcrafted products.
It's been a journey. Some days it's rough. Some days you make sales, some days you don't. It's just slow, but just being in the atmosphere is awesome. We love it. 9 to 5 don't work for us because we just love what we do.
MP Barnaby invites those interested in becoming vendors to inquire at Parks and Beaches Authority. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, thanks, Danielle, and that does it for the National Report. But stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
A new initiative is set to boost the local fishing and farming industries in Exuma as a cooperative prepares to open its much-anticipated fish and farm store in Georgetown. Slated for launch later this year, the store will provide a vital hub for residents and local businesses, offering a wide range of fishing and farming essentials to support the island's agricultural and marine activities.
So we're doing craft work, beekeeping, the fishing poisons, and the farmers. We put everybody together in one group. And we at our site here this is the site where we're gonna have the farmers going to set up out here, but we're using the building right here next door. The building is going to be for our store.
The cooperative, which includes local fishers, farmers, and community leaders, aims to fill a growing need for easily accessible supplies on the island. By creating this central location, the cooperative hopes to make it easier for Exuma's farming and the fishing communities to access high-quality tools, equipment, and products necessary for their trade.
We'll be growing onions, I should say plain vegetables, broccoli, lettuce, cabbage. We also be cucumbers, onion, tomatoes. They are products that are needed here for the restaurant and household to function.
Ultimately, though, the aim is to encourage the youth to consider agriculture as a career.
We lost almost a generation. So what you see here today is the older generation, but we're trying to indoctrinate the next one behind us. That's one generation we totally missed. So part of what we're doing at a co-op is trying to show young men and women that agriculture wasn't their pickaxe farming and grapple like their grandfathers and grandmother. And we could do it. We have the soil, we have the water, and we have the will. And I'm convinced that we're going to do it.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine One.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
We have more than anyone else.
We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of the human history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more in news and local programming. We're simply the most, the news at an S.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The news at an S, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.